And again, here we go. It isn't rude to be nude for 4-year-olds approved by your district. I hope y'all can see what these children, 4-year-olds, are looking at.
It's time to get a little serious. We're going to get into things that are not fun. This one is a book that has been in schools, I think. I know that libraries just get books, but this is a book that has been found in school systems. So here we go. We'll just watch it and then talk about it.
This book tells the story of Santa, his husband, and their life at the North Pole. And I want to assure everyone this is the true story of Mr. and Mr. Claus. Is this approved? Is this what you're telling the children to read? Is this okay in your guidance?
I'm not aware that that book is.
You're a superintendent. You're not aware of what's going on in your school system? You don't know what's printed? It's trash. That's what good that is.
Correct.
Here's a great one here. These are my eyes. This is my nose. This is these are my toes.
Sorry, I didn't know that there was going to be.
I'm going to read a passage for you out of it. This is for your school. Some boys have a, but not all boys do. To always use your manners, may I ask what I can call you? This is trash. Pure trash you're putting to these children. And again, here we go. It isn't rude to be nude for 4-year-olds approved by your district. I hope y'all can see what these children, 4-year-olds, are looking at.
We're not going to show
Nude
you.
photos. Trash. Do you think it's appropriate for 4-year-olds to be exposed to naked men and women and soft porn?
No, it's not appropriate that students are exposed to porn, but I don't have any knowledge. That
Why are
those
these
books
recommended in your school district? It's
I have
on
no
your
knowledge.
page.
I have no knowledge that those books are recommended.
All right, so a lot of thoughts. Hey, real quick, we have something for you called the Lite Toons Network. We're Savvy and Craig, and we're Christian content creators with one goal: bring the light of Jesus to every kid, through every page, and every screen. The Lite Toons Network has everything from Bible-focused shows to shows that are fun from a Christian perspective. We're producing more content consistently with new consistent uploads, and it's available on iOS and Android or at litetoons.tv. Links are in the video description. And if you enjoy what we do and want to help us keep the Lite Toons Network free, consider joining our fourth wall, where for only $3.99 a month, you'll get exclusive access to the full podcast, a members-only discount to merch, behind-the-scenes content, and members-only merch drops. And it helps keep our platform free for kids to use. All links are in the video description. Together, we can bring light to every kid, everywhere. Now back to the video. We made a kid's book. It's called Drawn for Purpose. Because every kid was made by God for a purpose. On purpose, for a purpose, created uniquely, just the way they are, as they are, because that's how they were made. That is a gift. So, when we see things like this, where it's like, these people not only are getting the books made that are like this, but they're getting the distribution to get them in these places where kids can read them. And kids are so impressionable. They're learning, they're growing and developing. So people, like, these situations take advantage of that learning mind and try to put things in them that mess them up. And it's not good. Like, this is not a good thing at all. I can't even wrap my head around what even the goal or point would be, other than just to push something on them. And it's like, stop it. How graphic some of that stuff is, like the book for the 4-year-old, or even the wording in some of them. Because the way we're raising our son and our children is like, we will be having discussions about things at certain ages. Mm-hmm. And I don't want, as a parent, as a father, I don't want someone to beating me to the punch, because I don't know where they're coming from if they're talking to him, and I don't know that they're talking to him about, I don't know that they're talking to him about it. All the sensitive subjects and everything. And if you're someone who has those discussions with a child and the parent has no idea, so it's in secret, or you're having a private discussion, you ought to have a red flag go up in yourself that says, hey, I need to bring the parent into this, because maybe they want to know. And if you don't, or if you're a person that is not going to bring the parent into it because of whatever factors you think are appropriate, that's wrong. You know, like that's basically what the book does. But the book opens questions, and then they start asking people questions, and then there will be adults that have discussions with the child, probably without the parent knowing, and that's not okay. Because me as the parent, and this is a lot of things that has to do in today's climate of like parental rights. Like me as a parent, I have the authority to dictate how I want to raise my kid to be good, to be a good citizen in the nation, to give back to a community, to live right, and to instill those values in them. I can't be having other people coming in and trying to undermine those very values that actually help make society good. And we're talking our Christian values here. We're talking our biblical values. So it is not fair or right to have something like that accessible. And on the flip side, the other part of the conversation is when people are having those conversations with kids and parents don't know it, that is not just wrong, that is malicious.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know that they're doing that they're wanting to have a conversation, but the parent needs to be involved in it. Those kind of books are wrong across the board for a kid to have or to read. And when we're talking about like the retort can be, well, don't you want, they need to understand how people are. Like, yeah, okay, stop. They will interact with things, but it is my job as a parent to guide them in how they approach those topics and how they interact with those topics. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
And the timing on that should be up to me as the father, as a parent, you as a mother, as a parent, you watching as a father and mother. Like the timing is up to me, not up to someone else's whim, not up to the government's whim, especially. And I equip them, I teach them, I help them learn how to operate in this world because the world is crazy. And then when they become an adult, they interact with people that I'm just not going to be able to be there to have those, to all the time to talk them through things. They're going to have to figure some things out on their own. But the job of their childhood is for me to train them up so that when they are released into the world and to all that God has for them, then they can approach those topics and everything, because I will already have had those conversations with them. And Savvy will have had those conversations with them as well. So it's just weird how that gets so forced on in the kids world, in kids space. And it is because kids are impressionable. And yeah, it frustrates me. But the frustration we put towards action, and then that action is what we do with Lite Toons, what we do with making books like Drawn for Purpose, and what we do is trying to grow our platform. So that's what, that's part of the reason why we pursue making Christian kids content, and reaching every kid through every page and every screen, because we want kids to experience the gospel, not this other crap. So that's about all I gotta say about that. Do you have any thoughts, Savvy?
I just think it's very obvious that evil has an agenda, and it's on the pure, and it's because, like Jonathan said, or Craig, sorry, it's like Craig said, because they're so impressionable, and I think the spiritual aspect is so heavy on those things. Even the Santa and Mr. Claus. First off, where are all the feminists at who are like, well, where's Mrs. Claus? She's the one who's running the, like, where are you? Because you're not standing up for her, if you want to push that like narrative. But also, why are we so hyper fixated on making that a thing? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's evil. And I'm really, really hopeful that in 2026 we see the pendulum swing and we see Christian parents get bolder and louder and say, we're not tolerating this anymore. We're not tolerating publishers trying to push things and authors trying to push things. We're going to push things that are godly, that are pure of heart, that are fun. Because what happened to books like Magic Treehouse and like Junie B. Jones and classics like that? You don't get those anymore. Captain Underpants, that's funny, but they're pure. There wasn't any sort of Captain Underpants thinks he's gay in the comic books. I don't know. They've made movies, so they probably could have twisted that now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stop trying to push everyone is accepted for what they believe they are, who they believe they are. That's not the gospel at all. Like, you are transformed. You are a boy or a girl. Also, the nude book for 4-year-olds?
Yeah, that was wild.